is Sunday, May 5th, 2024. I'm here at Fort Myers Beach. You know, I've told everyone I want to do another video out of area, like West Palm or Tampa, Orlando, but the price of gas is still too high. I mean, it's $3.60 a gallon, so that's it's not helping. Except if it's $3 or less, I would go down. I'd go out. But anyway, I pumped up the tires. I greased the bike. The chain is still making a noise. I don't think I washed it correctly. And yeah, I forgot to tighten the brakes. So I'm wearing my proper shoes. Got my sunblock, my sunglasses, my hat on. Traffic was light coming to the beach about 15 minutes ago, but it's picking up now. This traffic is non-stop. Well, I'm gonna have to mosey onto the road here. I can't wait. Right. Normally there's like a break a little bit in traffic and then you can just jet out. So yeah, I got nice 60 PSI in both my front and back tires, so it feels a lot better. The more air in the tires, just the better it feels. Oh yeah, this is nice. So there is something wrong with my pedal gear. The pedal sprocket, I can feel it's loose. So I'm not sure if sand got in there, or maybe because it's loose, sand got in there and started making some noise. That's probably what happened. So I am looking for another bike. It may be an electric bike because I was thinking about this bridge, thinking about how many times I'm going to have to go on and off the island, and it won't be beautiful conditions all the time like it is right now, and I may need to get an electric / bike just to pump over this bridge. Because right now, it's about 85 degrees, it's nice. It's about 11:30 in the morning. It's like the wind is coming from the east again. I have to stand up a little bit. Broke my diet. I'm not supposed to be eating chocolate at all. A friend gave me some moon pies. I had 3 moon pies, terrible. So that's what's powering me over this bridge right now, moon pies. Something fell off a truck. There's all this broken wood everywhere. This wood is sharp. This wood, if you ride over it correctly, will puncture a tire. So you gotta be careful. Glass more so, nails definitely. So the humidity is way down. It's really clear. You can see Sanibel Causeway clear as day. gorgeous out right now. I mean, there is a little bit of humidity. It's probably about 30 to 40%, but still, even with that, the water between here and Sanibel is gorgeous. And everything looks pretty calm. I think it's 0 to 1 foot. The problem is it appears to be high tide. I'm looking down here at the waterline. It's pretty high. So, which is the bad sign. It looks like the tide is going out somewhat, but it's at the crest of high tide. So I have to avoid that metal grate, and I just have to avoid that wood. And I have to remember that my brakes don't work. In my old bike, my brakes were so awesome. And it was easy. I just tightened them once and they worked perfect, and I never had to tighten them again. These, they seem to loosen over time. And I have to keep on tightening. The disc brakes too. These are better disc brakes than the ones that I had. These have like a nice fulcrum disc brake. It wasn't that windy. I mean, the flag was flying on top of the bridge, yeah, but it didn't feel that windy. Now, at the ground level, it feels some more windy. So Surf Style's got parking signs that say 30-minute customer parking. All others would be towed away. Yeah, right. Once they tow away that first car, their business will die. People still think parking on the right-hand side here is free. And again, it used to be before February. But Fort Myers Beach criminals that they are, decided to steal private property. Unless they're doing some kind of revenue sharing with the property. And the private property owner said, yeah, I would actually too. So $20 all day. Alright, so anything with a fence around it still is going into bankruptcy. So the stuff it's not ready now. We're approaching the summer semi-season where families come to Florida. And if you're not open, forget it. You might as well sell. Like this Best Western Plus, might as well sell it because for a loss. Now that real estate's starting to collapse around the state, residential especially. I mean, commercial usually happens first. That falls first. It follows 20-year trends, just like the stock market. So it usually happens on the fives. So we're approaching 2005. I'm not sure if 2025 is the peak, or we just had an early peak, 2024, and now it's starting to bottom. Or maybe there'll be a last gasp in 2025 before it recedes a bit. 2005 was the peak, goes in 20 years, so 2025 should be a peak. $2010 and 2020 were the low. Or I shouldn't say 2010. 2015 would be the low. And 2035 will be the next low. So expect to hold on to your property for a long time and rent it Rents, you still get good rent money. That's the thing. So if you can buy right next to it, I would buy along the beach. I don't care about a hurricane. People want to rent. Look at all this property fenced off on the left-hand side. This is all going to go into foreclosure. There's no one can hold this property. No one can hold this property because that's how. If they did all that work, they're going to have to. If they did all that work to that property, they're going to have to demolish the property. That's the bottom line. It's antiquated. It's out of date. The new property owner. To make money here, you're going to need the tallest building you could possibly make. If that's 20 stories, so be it. 20 stories at $2 million a condo. You got 15 to 20 rooms per floor if you can squeeze them in. Nice. That's what a developer will pay, $50 million to build something. So Pink Shell looks, I mean, there's a lot of cars, but it's not as crowded as it could be. I'd say it's about 40% occupied. Which is still good for this time of year. There's not that much places to rent on Fort Myers Beach here, so everyone will come here. Normally this time of year, this is probably 20% rental, 20% occupancy, because there's no place else to rent because it's all closed still. They're going to come here and pay whatever amount they got to pay. And the beach here isn't too bad. I don't think the beach here is the best, but it's a slight backwater. Then again, the beach is kind of nice. The view is fantastic. See, this place is still not 100%. It's got fence on one side, but they just don't want people going up on this wooden dock, but they haven't fixed it, so what are they waiting for? Yeah, it rained really heavy yesterday. So, rainy season technically started on the 27th of April. This is the first time, or the earliest time, I should say, ever that I can recall. And I've been coming here for almost 60 years. Early. See, there's a pirate ship that's going out. That's a late pirate boat going out. Straight ahead. That's late. Because it's almost 12 noon, so they probably got a late start. So they're probably making a quick dash. It's a quick dash boating trip. maybe the captain or skipper got delayed, so they had to wait for him. But that means that their meal is going to be late too. Yeah, I could definitely see that it's extreme high tide. Water is, I don't even know if there's going to be a beach here to bicycle on. So we'll be doing a lot of road. And if that's the case, then I'll probably go all the way down to Wynn's Resort, the old Holiday Inn. But it did rain a lot yesterday, so when I said rain a lot, there was a fierce thunderstorm in the evening that dumped a foot of water in my pool. One storm. So my pool is an 8-foot deep end. So, alright, so this looks alright. Yeah, you can see that the seaweed has been pushed well beyond the top of the, you could call that a sandbar, but that's really part of the beach. So this is a very high tide. This is a higher high tide than normal. So I have to bicycle over here, and this, whatever this area is, I'm just glad I pumped up my air on my tires. Yeah, this is pretty dry here. Yeah, this is not going to do. I'm not getting any traction. Oh, I'm sinking. This is like sand over mud. Well, I'm walking for a little bit, see if the beach improves. But I don't want to bicycle in that water over there, that's for sure. And, We'll try to follow this tire rut and see if this helps out. Knowing this tire may have compressed the sand and dried a little. Maybe it's compressed. Downshift. See if that helps. Well, it's not really helping. One, I can't get my tire in that tire rut. Let's see how far we can go in this. I doubt we'll make it down to the pier, although I'll try. Okay, this beach here, because they groomed it with some heavy tractors, they compressed the sand a little bit. It's still not that good, but I'm making do. I'm wondering if the tide will come even higher. I mean, it looked like it was slowly going out a little bit from crossing the bridge. Like that could have been an ebb. It may flow some more. So anyway, sometimes you have to have moments of silence when you're next to a lot of people because they look at you strange when you're talking to yourself, or they want to answer you. The beach is changing a little bit, but that doesn't mean that the bicycling is getting better. But what it does mean is that it looks like this area is the place where people are walking. When people walk, they compress the sand as well. So, damp sand being compressed by walking people, that actually is firm enough, terra firma to the bicycle. That sand to the right is very soft. Just right here where the people are walking, this is okay. But it's not great, but it's all right. So it looks like the tide was actually a little higher than it was, because this stuff on the right hand side, just right near the tire where I'm bicycling, this was rehydrated like within the last half hour. And the seaweed from the sea that just came up like 24 hours ago is still out there on that outer bank. So the tide was higher, so it's ebbing out. I don't know if it's gonna ebb or flow back in. All right. Yes, at Fort Myers Beach, they're putting this dune in for whatever reason. Berm, I call it. It's not really a dune. It doesn't protect anything. They're just charging every single residence here money. You know, it's a way they're scamming. They're not only scamming them, these apartments own up to the high tide mark. They're actually confiscating their property and scamming, charging them for that berm that's like no good. And they force the people to pay for it. There's no option here. it's either you pay for it or we seize your property. It's really criminal. Private property rights, when you buy the property, I don't care if governments change, but you're entitled to certain rights. And commercial property, the same thing. So they should be able to sue the town and get damages times 4 immediately. And every time the government does that again, damages times 4 immediately. Now there's prolonging in the court. So the court systems need to be completely revamped so that people that are criminal, like Fort Myers Beach, are held accountable and immediately pay. And if they can't pay, they're immediately dissolved. And that way, the criminality will dissolve overnight. If the criminals are forced to pay immediately in cash, or they go to a penal colony like in Sahara Africa somewhere for like 2 years, nope. They still may go to penal colony, depending on the severity. So anyway. A lot of people like to sit up on the berm. It does make for a good vantage point. And the breeze, of course, is better higher up. So the dynamics of the beach are changing. So now, this huge berm that they created is now, there's not much beach, so they have to build it. This is all quicksand here I'm going through. Oh wow. Yeah, now there's absolutely no beach. So, this is a new berm though. This was not here the other day, last week. That's it. So, I have to walk the bike a little bit because there's no, it's all fenced in right here. I have to find a part of the beach that's not fenced in. And this is definitely not bicycleable. So again, here's the Best Western. They lost a little beach. Hello. And you can see the tide, or the rip current, is going counter to the normal flow of the tide. The normal flow of the tide is north to south. So this tide here is being pushed by the wind east to west, which in this case is being pushed kind of up north. So it builds beach down by the Pink Shell Resort and takes it away from areas like this. It's still awesome. You can see the pirate boat still out there. And there's some guy doing a so yeah, I can look down the beach and it just looks, it's looking worse. So I think the property coming up allows me to exit. So I'll probably exit out across this big dune. Hello. So it's unfortunate. I would like to go straight, but there's no way I could walk this. All right. See, this is a good parking lot for people. It's fenced, it's roped off, but you can sneak in here. There's a nice parking spot. Hello. Hello. You know, if you live off the beach, why not? Do that little rope. There is, I believe, a public access just to the east of this property. So the people that are walking there, I think there used to be a little easement there. So I think it's perfectly legal to walk through that gap in the rope. A lot of the real estate, the old, well, I'm going back to 1970 something. You know, there used to be people friendly here. There was no government. And they were very hospitable to people that lived both on the beach and off the beach. And that was lost when the Fort Myers Beach came to being in whatever it was, in the 80s or whatever. They lost the looking out for island. All islanders are the same, whether they live on the beach or whether they don't live on the beach. And now it's more like, they're like squabbling. The city of Fort Myers Beach, whatever, they're taxing to death the people that are on the Gulf, but they're still putting a shaft to everyone with their silly, ridiculous permitting. Anyway, I'm gonna stop talking because I go off on that. So look at these big dump trucks. They should be hauling gold up in the Klondike. What are they doing down here? You don't need all this. It's just ridiculous. With the money that they spent here, and they're wasting. This is all waste. They could have really made a nice water park for everyone to enjoy, like triple the size with water slides and everything, and discount the price to like $3 or $4 entry fee instead of the whatever it was, some ridiculous amount, so nobody went there. All right, let's see, which way should I go? I guess I'll go this way. Play chicken. All right, well, it looks like I'm on already. Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Alright, so some people are looking for a very expensive parking spot. There's still beach life here, though. No matter where you look, you can never wipe a smile off your face because it's so beautiful here. So look, people are positioning themselves up on top of the berm here. Oh, and they're putting these stupid wooden things down again. My God, that means they're going to restrict access. I hate that. The hurricane did the right thing and taking them away. We just need another hurricane. Those people got some shade there. Well, they're really lucky. And then you got the people that camp out underneath what's left of the pier, that little shady spot. There's a nice electric bike there. Like that. So some people go purchasing food, bring it back to the beach for everyone else. That's pretty awesome. You got Yo Taco here. It's kind of quiet. And then Buffalo Grill's not open yet. And then Queen Weed. I guess if you want to smoke weed on the beach, there you go. They're probably making some money. And I'm surprised. Hershey's ice cream, they should be open at 10 a.m. Ridiculous. That's what you need. You need ice, slushy water. Where 7-Eleven used to fill the gap. The slushy. You need slushy water or slushy flavored water, and then you need ice cream. Here's Margaritaville, and it looks like they're putting up some volleyball. People playing frisbee out here. It's pretty cool. This is Lee County property though, so it's Lee County regulations, not City Fort Myers Beach. Oh, sorry about that. Thank you. So Margaritaville looks beautiful. I can smell some kind of hot dog, some kind of grilled buttered hot dogs in the air. Man, it smells good. Oh, thank you.
But at least I
Streeterville is crowded. People are renting towels. They're buying drinks and jumping in the pool. The surf club again is awesome. It's just $7 million. How are you gonna make that money back? I'm still trying to figure that one out. If I could figure that one out, I'd buy that building. I mean, I would need to have a line of people nonstop from sun up to sundown. Maybe 2 lines, sun up to sundown. I don't know what I'd be selling, but I would need to make at least $40 per person. I don't know. They're building a little small house over here. Yeah, that's awesome. Gina's Kitchen. Even this property, 2 parcels. The problem I have with it is that they don't list the price. If they listed the price, it would have been sold already. That's the fallacy. You know what? You don't need them to call your office. List the price, because you don't want to waste your time answering the call, giving everybody the price and stuff like that. I mean, I guess it's tried and true. Once you get once you get a lead like that, you'll market them until it's dead. But I think you'll get a lead no matter what. People will remember your phone number. They won't remember the price. They'll still call you back. So I'm on the glass is half full. For a lot of realtors, our glass is half empty, and they don't want to divulge any information. I put as much information out there as I can. Price, everything. Phone number, email address, text message, everything. So they're trying to charge $30 a day that's on the right-hand side, and still $20 a day on the left-hand side. See? But if you own this property here, you're sucking wind, because this is only the overflow. I don't know how much they charge here. See, over there at Kia Estero Shopping Center, $20 a day. I don't know. You gotta have bathrooms. I see one porta potty. That's not gonna do it. Now, always when you approach a car, they're never looking. Never. I'm always afraid that they'll gun the gas and run right over. It looks like they're trying to fix the roof, though, of the Kia Estero Shopping Center right now. Beautiful copper roof that they had there. It's about time. Rainy season's at hand right now. So Lopo ice cream. There's nobody eating ice cream, but this is still an awesome location. I like this Mojo's. See, I would love to make a drive-through. You have Mojo's and a drive-through, and put my real estate office here too. They're not fully utilizing the property like they should here, but they own a lot of property. This is nice. So look, people are parking over here. Tri-Town Construction to go to Mojo's. It's pretty awesome. It's like free parking. Nice. See, it's got all that. And then the old goods hardware store. That's got a good location. Surf and Sun, they're the first, so I'm going to videotape that sign on the way back too. I videotaped it last time, but I didn't actually review my videotape. I just created the video and published it. So I'm going to view it again and see what's going on. This property, the blue building, I like it, but the problem is they want too much money, and I'm looking at it, and even though it's got a metal roof, which is okay, the metal roof is rusting, so that means it's not aluminum, it's sheet metal, and if it's rusting like that, that's an indication of a really bad roof. And I hate this sidewalk. So it means you have to replace the whole roof. It's rusting so bad like that. I mean, it's a heavy metal roof, but they didn't spray that Kevlar or Mylar, or whatever they call it, on top of the roof. I don't go this way because that sidewalk is just irritable. And this Tri-Power Realty I love. See, we're passing Armando's daycare that used to be on the left, and then the Shamrock on the left, Not here, but where Delmar Ave is. That was where this is coming up. That's where the Shamrock was. That was a landmark. That was here. I mean, as long as I've been coming to Fort Myers Beach in the 1970s, the Shamrock was here. And Ian just wiped it out. Bingo. So this is the Nautilus on the right-hand side again. And there's a shopping center on the left-hand side. I like it. Perfect for a real estate business. It's got new AC unit on the roof. I mean, I just need one to open up a real estate office, and then I can spend the time fixing everything else up. And I like how it has a huge parking lot. How much they want for it? Probably some kind of ridiculous $10 million or more. And again, I would have to see, like this Beach Connection. They want $1 million for it. What? For what? For a piece of property you might not be able to use? I mean, I would have to knock this building down, obviously. It's been through 2 seasons of wear and tear, open to the elements. I mean, I would have to park just like Keller Williams does. I would have to park a trailer. Conduct business to have a trailer until I have the permits or whatever I need to rebuild. But this property right here, both right and left side, this would make a great casino resort. And I'd build a lazy river and a tiny wave pool, and I would make it just beautiful. But it looks like somebody's already building something here. I like that Bobcat. It's for sale. Wait, hold on. This is when you see Bobcats for sale, you know the price tag usually online in the store is about $80,000. Oh, see, I like both of these, and they're both for sale. I think they say $60,000. That's scary. Hold on, let me see. I really need this Bobcat here. Hold on, this is sad. I have to actually get closer and see the price tag. Terrible. Yeah, I was right. They're $60,000 each. Now, while I'm out here looking at price tags, $60,000 is a lot, but it's ballpark for new. I wonder if these cool bins are also for sale. They're probably for rent, but hold on, let me just look and see what's going on. So, someone's living in that Raptor RV over there. Obviously, they found out that those 2 little ones are too little to do what they need to do. Now they're selling them. So the question is, if I bought 2 of them, can I sell one of them for $130,000? Can I turn around and sell one of them for $130,000? And that way, it would give me one free and clear. I definitely like this little tiny backhoe. The dozer is cool, don't get me wrong. I would love to have both, but I just can't afford to take $120,000 plus tax and insurance and everything else out of my pocket right now. I can't justify that. Renting those things is ridiculous. I asked some guy to give me a rental price, he laughed at me. I'm like, wait a minute. I said, wait a minute. You came up to me and offered your services. I said, just give me a quote on your service. And he laughed. So I'm not waiting on him. So the guy must be a lunatic or something. That's why I don't really like contractors coming on my property, because they all seem to be somehow lunatics. They have these outlandish prices. They're not genuine. They're not trustworthy, and that's the key. If you ask somebody to perform an action, like give me a quote, and they laugh at you, that means that they're a fraud, and don't even entertain any more with them. You're gonna get burnt because they're criminals. So this guy laughing, he fit that mold. Forget it. That's what you have to do. And then he could question himself all to sleep every night why his business is in foreclosure, bankruptcy. Because he's not smart enough to understand that he's the one that did it. See this property on the right hand side? I love all of it. Unfortunately, it looks like they're getting ready to build here. And they have a John Deere, one of those little Bobcat things. Those are awesome. Now, I'm thinking more like under $10,000. I could probably do that. That would help me with a couple of real estate projects that I have, and I could turn around and sell it for a profit. You see, that's what you want to do. You want to buy it on a discount, use it for what you need it for, and then sell it for a profit. So that way you're not losing money at all. Your money's working for you. Even the machine is working for you. You're not even fixing it. You're just doing what you need to do, putting oil in it, that's it. You know, not abusing it to an extent, but getting done what you need to get done, and then turn around, pressure washing it, put some more oil in it, slap a price tag on it for a lot more than what you paid for it, and bingo, get rid of it. If you play some of these online video games, they now I am addicted to this Forge of Empires right now. It's sad. I'm almost done. I'm almost out of my addiction. I only play it real late at night when I can't do anything else. So it's only like 1 or 2 hours a night, and it's like right before I go to bed. So I get exceptionally sleepy right before I go to bed by playing this game, which is good. It causes the brain to hyperact, but on the same token, it causes the brain to want to fall asleep, and I like that. So, but these games, they're really good about reinforcing the notion that you got to put your money to work. Don't waste putting your money to work. Make sure that you always have a profit angle. Every time you spend money, there has to be a profit angle at it. And I mean short term, I don't mean long term. There has to be a 1-year recovery on that or less. You see this fresh catch? I love this. This is the best real estate here on the beach. We're passing the right hand side. This fresh catch / old Junkaroo. See, someone's parking here on the Nora Ave because it's legal. You're allowed to. They've gone to the beach. Smart. The fire station is good too, but I would need to carve out all that concrete. I would need a backhoe and a dozer, bulldozer to push that, break it up, concrete saw. I don't mind doing it. The problem is I like working at night, so I'd have to contact the city and see if it's, or town, whatever, see if it's legal to do work at night here. Yeah, we're not going to be able to do a beach bicycle ride. On the way back, I'll see near Diamond Head if the tide is receded. So we'll go on a nice bicycle ride down to Wynn's Resort, the old Holiday Inn. That was one of the last Holiday Inns that had that iconic 1960s, 1970s Holiday Inn signs out by the road. Very iconic. You know what I'm talking about. When you were driving and tired at night, and you were looking for a hotel, that big marquee that Holiday Inn had, that was iconic. That drew you in. Especially on I-95, Route 1, 301. You knew Holiday Inn was always open at night. At any hour you could stop and get a room. Alright, so we just passed that blue building on the left-hand side. I really like that building. Now here's a church. You can park here for free and go to the beach on the left-hand side. There's a Sunday worship going on, but I only see one car. So I guess the worship is over. You see all these properties on the right-hand side all have the black tar liners out, so they're getting ready to develop all this. So this open space, being able to see the water, is going to go away pretty soon. I would say by next year, at this time, all this property will be developed, and rich people are going to buy vegetation and put it in. They're not going to wait for it to grow. So you're not really going to be able to see the beach next year. Unless a hurricane comes and finishes what Ian left behind. That could happen. I see the beach patrol. They're driving their whatever it is, their golf cart on the beach. And this church here, I really wish I could buy a little bit of their land. Just put a real estate office on it. I'm literally looking for any angle possible, because people are flipping property right now on the beach here. They're flipping it. They're buying it, and then they put it up 100, 200, and then they flip it. And that seems to be a good investment strategy. If you buy it and then put 200,000 on it, flip it, you may net 100 and some thousand. That's not bad for a single transaction that takes like 3 or 4 months. You only do that so many times. Maybe another 6 months if you're lucky. But the property inland is starting to go south. So if you want to buy on a discount, you want to buy interior, but oh wow, there's a lot of nails on the ground here. Someone dropped a whole box of nails. See, that's why they need to have. This is a town. They charge too much in taxes. They should have a street sweeper with a magnetic thing to pull his nails up. So there's all types of nails in the road here. All these nails I'm passing, not only will they puncture my tire, any car, truck. These are like 4-inch screws. They may even be too long to puncture a car tire, but a truck tire, no problem. They'll go through 4 inches of rubber, no problem. We're coming up to Publix on the left-hand side. TikiMohotel.com. I wonder if the website's still up. Again, anything that still has a fence around it is in foreclosure. It's Villa Del Mar. It's ridiculous. And now that rainy season is here, forget it. So I'm hitting a headwind, so chances are on the way back, I'll get a nice tailwind. The only bad thing is that, okay, I am pumping, but I get a nice breeze. On the way back, I won't have to pump. So hopefully some of the breeze will curl and come back at me. And my bicycle is not making any strange noises at the moment. So that definitely is the case. My gear, my pedal sprocket gear, whatever, my pedal shaft is separating braking. Just a matter of time before it completely breaks in half and falls off my bike. And it's pumping up that bridge that does it. So, and yes, humans can break half-inch solid steel. Yep. Because that's how big that's how big that pedal, what do you want to call it, shaft is. It's about a 1/2 inch in diameter. I noticed something that U-Haul, they probably had this business, but I've seen that their U-Box, where they drop off like 5x6x5 boxes for people to fill in, just fill up. I've seen that. Well, if I end the video short, you know what happened. My pedal gear shaft broke in half. Hasn't yet, but there's a lot of movement down there. It doesn't feel firm. But I'm not worried about it. Right now it's gorgeous. Even though we're not on the beach videoing, which is sad, still it's gorgeous. Look at this big Solitude fifth wheel. They're even hanging plants from the front of it. Building a beautiful house by it. This guy was he was put through the ringer by Fort Myers Beach. They wanted him to tear down that garage. He had just put that in. You know, had to adhere to all Fort Myers Beach regulations. It suffered no damage, but the criminal Fort Myers Beach Town Council demanded he rip that down. So he sued him. He won. Of course, he won damages. City of Fort Myers Beach. They don't pay because they're criminals. You know, that needs to be put to an end. Everyone on the town council should be rounded up, given 2 years penal colony, which is 24. It's 7 days a week, 12 hours working every day, no day off. Roll call 7 a.m. Roll call 7 p.m. Just like Hogan's Heroes. And if you don't meet the roll call, then you forfeit all U.S. citizenship and property rights. That's the way it should be. That would teach them a lesson. There's real ramifications to criminality. Bingo. You won't have criminality. Alright, so again, more fences going up. It means they're planning to build. You get a building permit for 9 months, you have to put a fence around your property. It doesn't have to be an expensive fence. You know, it could be just like a little line. A little rope. It could be as simple as a piece of thread, like up ahead, like there's like a do not cross yellow tape. That's all it's needed. Yeah, there used to be a nice hotel here. Getting ready to build something nice here. The key was to get a good piece of property really cheap, was to buy immediately right after the hurricane. The problem is to gain access to the beach, you have to be working on the beach to provide your work address, or living on the beach to provide your living address. And, or you had to be a first responder. So again, those criminals got the deals first, prevented everyone else who wanted to. Again, if Wally County was allowed to come onto the beach sooner, we would have bought up the property and rebuilt it. See, now he's actually speeding, but does he care? No. So he's violating his own town ordinance by speeding like that. So it's just government's hypocritical. You don't need them. They need you, but you don't need them. It's just that there's a lot of feeble people out there that all of a sudden want government because they think the perception is government will solve all problems, and that's wrong. Government leads to communism, and the feeble people are led away into the gas chambers. That's what happens. I'm going to stop talking. Don't think like that. Government will not solve any problem. It's actually freedom and liberty and no government. You get to bear your own arms. You make friends with your neighbors. You have beer parties, you have beach parties. You just help your neighbors, like how the Amish people help each other, and you have no crime. Everyone's happy. Low taxes, low to no taxes, and everyone's helping each other. And you're forming like a confederation where you're helping your neighbors and yourself on many fronts. You're helping them to educate your children. You don't need a school system for that. You're helping them on power production, on water. You're helping them on all the aspects of plumbing, heating, cooling, and in the long run, you're learning all those trades too. So it helps you, helps your children. You build the communities. Communities are built strongest by the ones that help each other, not the ones that are constantly played upon each other like governments do. Hello. So here he comes again. He's just speeding around. It's like he's trying to play traffic cop now. Ridiculous. So this church, it's sad, hasn't come back yet. There was a construction company though, and all the clientele used to come here, used to live in the condos here. These people in the condos got displaced. So the Flamingo Inn, they lost like 2/3 of their property. So, but they're up and running. Small property now. Look at that building across the street. It says for sale on. I would love to buy it. It would be a good real estate office. But they want too much money for it. I would immediately rip those speed bumps out of the parking lot. That's so. Anytime somebody sees a speed bump, that's uninviting. That hotel is being renovated. So that looked like a dump. And they're renovating it. It was 7-Eleven, nothing has happened here. But the only 7-Eleven that's in operation, which again my hat is off to, is coming up on the right hand side. So that's a good sign. At least there's one 7-Eleven on Fort Myers Beach open. And they're selling gasoline. And the gasoline, they're not scalping at the moment, which is another amazing thing. So again, anytime you see fences that are still up, now, of course, that building's just being built, but the building next to it, oh yeah, that was just built too, okay. Even this little building here on the right-hand side, this would make a good real estate office. It's small. Call Mecca today. Mecca Engineering. That would be the smallest real estate office ever. I don't even know if you could put three rooms in there. You'd need a bathroom. I don't see enough room for a real estate office. And then the building across the street, that's the old Fort Myers Beach movie theater. That would make a great Aldi's food store. It looks like Jerry's. In fact, I should call up Jerry's. Maybe Jerry's would open up a store here from Sanibel's. Jerry's from Sanibel. And then this hotel across the street, building demolition services. Now the property's for sale. Sad. They did a lot of work on it, but that still wasn't enough. They just, you can't refurbish a building that got hit with a hurricane with 21 feet of water with a skeleton crew. You need per room per week. You're gonna need 2 people. 2 people can probably redo a room a week. So calculate how many rooms you have, and that's how many people you need to hire. And you want to get that place online as soon as possible. A lot of these occupancy permits will not be granted unless the entire establishment meets occupancy because there's a lot of communal property. That's the problem. I can see that, but it's sad. It's sad that it's sad that there are silly rules like that. They should just let people have to take their health and welfare in their own hands. If you're warned, like this is a construction zone, this is where you're living, you can get to where you're living going this route, but just don't travel through the other construction zones. That's all you need to do. And you shouldn't have to have a building permit or an occupancy thing to allow or disallow you to have a business. See, it's just sliding more and more into communism, where everything is through some kind of Politburo communist, and you have to, these communists are sitting in big air conditioning buildings, they're getting kickbacks and bribes and everything, and it's just corruption. Anyway, here's, we're not going down to 7-Eleven, but the 7-Eleven is just a little bit beyond the Wynn Resort here. I want to go up to the Wynn Resort because I want to find out if they're going to knock this building down or not. There's a lot of property here. The second floor, okay, it got 21 feet, but it didn't get the wave action like the first floor did. So there's a lot of property on the second floor that, to me, should still be able to be rented. But I'm looking for, like, see, they're renting a cool bin storage. Why? I see a lot of people are using this area to go to the beach. Wyndham Resort. So the big music mogul / Las Vegas developer, Wynn. This is his resort. It's sad that he didn't spare some of his pocket change to fix it. All right. Of course, sometimes in these properties you can see like big machinery for sale, real cheap. So sometimes it's worth just coming to a property like this that was abandoned, kind of nothing's been done because everything's in foreclosure, litigation. I backed up. It wasn't a dime. It wasn't a battery. It was some kind of button. A silver-looking button that looked like a dime. Oh. And I only saw it because it reflected the light blindingly back into my eye. I had to stop and say, what is that blinding me? So I was looking for nails and screws. So yeah, this is tragic. See how the roof is made out of that green? That's not copper, it's sheet metal, and it's rusting. And the whole roof needs to be replaced. Terrible. Salt water, that's what happens. Salt water and steel get together, bingo. The roof should have been made out of fiberglass. Fiberglass looking panels. Thick fiberglass. Not the fiberglass shingle, not the fiberglass asphalt shingle, but the fiberglass resin, like plastic, the big panels that are bolted together. All right. Any building here on the right hand side, these are awesome. These all survived and they're back in business. So the wind is at my back. I can feel it a little bit. I can't feel much of a headwind anymore, which is sad. I can feel sweat beads, that's for sure. It's about 90 degrees out right now. Maybe a tad warmer, maybe 91 to 92. Definitely feels like summer, that's for sure. The rainy season has started. I got a foot of water in my pool. One rainstorm. And that was only 15 minutes. That's how much. I got 1 foot in 15 minutes in my pool. It rained that heavy. And there was no overflow from my gutters also flowing into the pool. It was just a cell of a thunderstorm that was raining cats and dogs positioned itself over my house for 15 minutes and rained as hard as rain could rain in 15 minutes, and put a foot of water in my pool. In my driveway was like a little lake. When I drove up to my house from my other house, I had to watch because I had at least a foot and a half water in my driveway, and it was beautifully clean too. It looked like a nice. It was almost deep enough to swim. It looked very tempting. It was clean too. It was like a clean. It wasn't like a black water. It was so clear, like clean water. I almost wanted to bottle it. I don't spray that many chemicals in my lawn, so anything. Usually when it rains like that, that water's still clean. My neighbors, I can't. Not the neighbor to the east of me, but the neighbor west of me. He used lawn care. I can tell they're spraying chemicals all the time because it leaches over into my yard and it kills where they're spraying, and I can see that. So this London Bay Development Group is interesting. You know, that's what these people do. They survey all the plants first, and then they pull it up and sell them all to the nurseries. So they make your money first. I love that 7-Eleven property. That'd be a great real estate office. You know, 7-Eleven wants to divest themselves of that. That would be sweet. And this property over here for sale. I mean, I'll check it out. We'll see what happens. It's going to be overpriced. People are parking there to use the beach too. That's a sheet metal roof. I mean, well, at an angle, it looks like it's aluminum. So ERA Real Estate has made a big comeback. They've gone away for a little bit. I don't know what happened to them. Now they're back. So that house had a white occupancy tag on it. So that would be interesting. But whoever's making this house, they have a beautiful foundation being laid. I'm a little jealous actually. It looks beautiful. That's why I did my painting in my pool at night. It was so relaxing to do the work at night. I'd really like to do all my work at night here. And the 4 hours that it took me at night would have been doubled during the day. Easily double. And the 4 hours was actually a joy. I couldn't believe 4 hours went by. It actually was almost 5. It was just like a couple of minutes before midnight. And I started at I guess it was 6 hours. I started a little after 6. So it was almost 6 hours. But still, the 6 hours went by, and I hardly knew that the 6 hours went by. Whereas in the daytime, I had to take drink breaks, and I had to take heat breaks. So drink breaks because I was having like sunstroke, and then also breaks because I was weary. I was having I had muscle fatigue exhaustion. So not just heat exhaustion, but muscle fatigue in the sun because of lack of water. I had to take at least an hour between paintings or between pots. So, but at night, I only took 2 pots of paint of the epoxy resin. And I mean, that was very relaxing actually. I anticipated working until morning. That's what I anticipated, but being able to accomplish that before even 12 midnight, that was amazing. I had to get over here because that's it. And again, people are building their homes. They're thinking they can get the homes done before rainy season, but they're wrong. You see this land right here? I would love to buy it. It's for sale. I'm going to go real slow and get that phone number. 239-850-2185. Dan, about Ryle. They probably want some outrageous price. And the interest rate's so high, you could offer whatever you want because banks are not lending. So the house that I bought, someone made a bid $450,000, and that deal fell through. And before that, there was a bid for $420,000, that fell through. So I have to admit, I only offered $360,000, and I was adamant. It was an all cash offer, and they took it. But my house is definitely worth $550,000 because I'm going to make another bedroom. There's an unused dining room which looks like a bedroom, and I was able to analyze the situation regarding the windows, the ductwork, the electrical, and yeah, I could definitely make that into a guest bedroom. And it would making that change. I looked at the kitchen cabinetry and what I would need to do to retrofit that, and even make an island, because I would turn a split kitchen into an L kitchen with an island. And yeah, I don't see that much work. I see like 3 weeks worth of work if I did it myself. But at that time, I'm going to have this drywall person and I have an electrical friend. They charge me they still charge me a good hourly rate, but far less than what a normal contractor would, and they do excellent work. So between me and them, we'll all team up. I'll pay them as well, and we'll get the job done within 3 weeks. Whole thing, from tear down to cooking in the kitchen. I was thinking about that. The best thing about a kitchen, if you have a big center island and you put the grill there, a top, induction grill, and the sink should not be on that main island there. You should put the sink back against the wall, because that's where the dishes are. You don't want to sink up next to everyone else. Now, having a little drink center, like a little fountain, that's, when I say a fountain, like a beer keg coming from the either a sunken refrigerator, or coming from the sink underground. That would be okay, like a little tap station. But I wouldn't want a sink there. I was thinking about that, because the main intent is, in the 21st century, your kitchen has to be dual use. It can't be a single use anymore. Your house is your home, is your business, it's your entertainment, it's everything nowadays. So homes are getting smaller and smaller. That's just the way it is. So your kitchen is also your entertainment area. So you have to make the center, you have to make it like a little gambling table. It converts into a gambling table, and then also, you could have a little grilling area there. I mean, it has to have multi-function. So here's another Hitachi. I wonder if this is for sale. This is a little bit bigger too. I have a trailer. I think this would be a little too big for the trailer though. For rent with operator. Huh, interesting. Hold on, I gotta take a video of this because the other guy never got back to me. So Apple Enterprises, for rent with operator, 239-734-0200. And it's got rubber treads, so that means they could drive on the road here. Those rubber treads look like they're about to snap at any time. All right, got that. Just in case. Be kind of a far ride. You would need to put this on a flatbed for where I need the work done. Unless I can get Mojo to build a drive-through elevated fast food restaurant. Like the Shores. That place should have been online long ago. Skeleton Crew doesn't cut it. This guy see lots of these construction tarps out. People are partitioning their land because they got the building contracts, the work permits. I admire, though, the people that made it through the storm and fixed up their property themselves. Through all the adversity of the storm, and then going through the hell that the Fort Myers Beach Town Council gives everyone, for them to still be here and not so, because that's the thing. I talked about this once before. The city governments down here, they don't care. They don't care. They want to attack you to death because they know there's going to be a white knight in shining armor who comes down and pays top dollar and doesn't mind or expects taxes to be ridiculous because they came from up north where taxes are ridiculous. But again, that can only go so far. And Hurricane Ian brought that all to a head, where people on Sanibel, there's no more white knights because they got wiped out. So there's no money to pay those high taxes, and now the city of Sanibel was wiped out. So instead of unincorporating, which they should have done, no, they doubled down. Their criminality, but everyone's property is valued less. But no, the city of Sanibel, the town of Fort Myers Beach, they got together and criminalized, conspired, and inflated everyone's property and inflated the taxes because for whatever reason they're exempt from Proposition 13. Again, disregarding the respected views of the people who live here, they act like cancer, like they're the prima donnas, like everyone else owes them. Nope. The city of Sanibel and the town of Fort Myers Beach should have been unincorporated after the hurricane, and then the state would have stepped in sooner than Sanibel. Sanibel, they were busy trying to shoo everybody off the island, again stifle the same business that would help the island renew itself. Again, it's as if they don't understand economics. They think that, oh, well, there's going to be white knights. They're going to pump $1 billion in here after the hurricane, and every insurance company is just going to bend over backwards to dump all the money that they have onto Sanibel. No, that didn't happen. They didn't realize that every property in Sanibel was already mortgaged to the eyeballs. So it's the mortgage companies that extracted the money, and they still were at a loss. Even here in Fort Myers Beach, same thing. The mortgage companies are the ones that took all the money, and there's no money left over. So what you have left over is sweat equity. You have donations to sweat equity. That's what's really building this. And then you have some people here on the left-hand side, the doctors, that they just dipped into their $10 million nest egg. But not everybody here has a $10 million nest egg to dip into. It's sad. There's a police car in the back of this, back of that church is standing there. I don't know if he's monitoring speed or what. But yeah, nice shady spot. I saw him. We're just passing the location where this was the Titanic house for sale. The pool is still there, although the fence collapsed around the pool to prevent people from dropping. I think that's a silly rule. And again, this is the church that had the food bank. They don't have I don't know if they have a food bank anymore, but they hold service inside that tent, which is pretty sad. I don't think they're ever going to make their money. This church was owned by the Baptist Church on Cypress Lake Boulevard in Fort Myers. So, since it's a sister church of theirs. See, I like this blue house here. I really wish I could make this into a real estate office, but I would have to get it for the price, for the discounted price of the real estate. But even that wall's collapsing. That wall was micro thin. I mean, I'm pretty good at mudding and packing a wall of concrete, but whatever I can do is, it all depends on the town of Fort Myers Beach, how criminal they are. If they're going to allow me to put my expertise to work. they say, no, you have to hire someone that's licensed who's a complete fool. I'm going to say, well, I'm an expert, but they're an idiot, but because they have a license, they get the job? No, that doesn't work because it's my money we're spending, not yours. And, bingo. So that you get into this stupid conversation between the government. They're trying to explain how great they are, but they have absolutely no evidence to back them up. Just that they're in charge and they get to set the rules. The communist tyrants. And you have me, of course, with all the experience, who've done all the jobs, even though they're probably complaining like, oh, you didn't pull a permit. Well, no, I did work myself in my own house. Just fixed it. I didn't do anything new. I've talked to them. They're a bunch of morons. No. See, that's the problem. You need to get rid of government. Government needs to get out of the lives of people. Government should only be there for minimal things, which is national security, providing a monetary system, space exploration, colonization. I agree with that, and setting the laws, and setting up the courts. That's all the government should be. None of this ultra communism rules everywhere. We don't need no nanny state. People need nanny state. They can go to Europe. They can go to Canada, where everybody there hates the government. And again, the Canadian government is being bailed out by the U.S. government every single year, which should not happen. They should have to pay back the $150 billion the United States has given Canada for no good reason. But they can't afford that. So the United States should just annex Canada. They can't afford to pay. Even the EU can't afford to pay back their $200 trillion the United States has given. They can't afford it. So the United States should annex them. Do away with all their languages except English. Do away with all their rules, all their regulations. Make them drive on our side of the road. Adopt our minimalized rules. Speak English, American, and that's it. Done. Everyone would be happy. They would eventually get over not learning their own home language. Places change. Just change would be a little more faster than a millennium. 1,000 years ago in Europe, they were speaking like Celtic/Latin. Whatever that was. Maybe a little bit of Nordic in there. So the languages were, and there was tribal languages like deviations of those. And then the languages proliferated differently, like in the 1700s, 1700s. You have all this diversity of language. Probably came from the 1400s when the population explosion was so big, right before the Great Death, right after the Great Death. I think it was right before. I think 1300 was like 60 million people living in Europe. It was crowded. And the Black Death killed half of them. So there's still opportunities everywhere you're looking for Myers Beach. Opportunities abound everywhere. If you want a little hotel, the Beach Shell Inn, there it is, right there. It needs minimal amount of work. You just have to be a workaholic. That place is small enough that maybe just a 10-man crew can finish everything in about, I'd say, 2 weeks. 10-man crew. The larger the buildings you go here, the bigger the crew. Look, I like this property. The old Winn-Dixie Tops, the old Fort Myers Beach government area, and then the old Chapel by the Sea property. I just wish I can get the property on the left-hand side too. This would make a perfect resort. I'd make a 10-story parking garage, a resort with a casino. You could start off as an arcade, an adult arcade. But I'd make the adult arcade look like a regular Las Vegas style casino. And I'd put a wave pool, a lazy river in, a couple slides, waterfall. Yeah, make it family life. I mean, Margaritaville made a good start, but that's still not good enough. That's about 1/4 of what I would do. And I would elevate that to 25 feet too, so that there would be no future potential loss There could be hurricanes, but there would be no loss to property. This guy's charging beach. See, only $20 a day, and that's on the beach side. So he's making, people are remembering him. Again, this Royal Scoop ice cream, man, they need an ice cream place here. So that's a beautiful cloud blocking the sun right now. The sun is right behind me, so the cloud's going the same direction, just in the edge of it. Again, this is Armando's Day Spa. We're just passing. We already passed Shamrock. This is Tri-Power Real Estate. I love these buildings. This is the old Domino's Pizzeria. Then it was like an insurance company after that. And then this was, I forget, some kind of video game store. I forget the name of it. I'm trying to remember it. And this Hoosiers thing, used to be a good breakfast restaurant on the second floor before the hurricane, of course. That they were doing breakfast for less than $6. That was awesome. It was actually starting to take off. People were starting to remember it year after year. Business was picking up, and then Hurricane Ian wiped it out. Sun and Fun Rentals. Again, this is Sunday. People don't really rent this stuff until Monday. So I like how he lists his prices though, which is good. See, look, e-bikes $39, scooters $99. That's a day. For day rental. $20 for cruising bikes. So that's pretty awesome. All rental routes include gasoline and damage protection. See, that's awesome. That's what you need, so people don't worry when they're on vacation. So you bring the scooter back empty, that's awesome. That's priming the pump. Very good business model there. That Mojo's is excellent property. They're just not utilizing it correctly. But the investor that they want is going to have $5 or $10 million behind them. And $5 or $10 million, that would only do a 50% investment. Well, the tide is still too high. I looked over there, so we're going to have to stay inland. So next weekend, I'll make sure I come out even earlier and I get out on the beach. I wanted to come out here an hour earlier, but probably that would have been during the high tide. I got delayed. Got so many projects going on. Still $30 a day on that side of the road, $20 on this side. So I see Norm's as a porta potty. Even Lana Kai wants $20 to park here. They're probably charging everyone who stays at their hotel $20 extra a day. It's ridiculous. See, if I had a casino here and I had a 6 or 7 story parking garage with 500 parking spots, I wouldn't charge anything. Although you would have to get a comp. I would charge probably $10 to park if you didn't comp. Sounds like it's a live band. I'm looking at Diamond Head, and people are really enjoying the pool. Our pool looks ice cold too. It's very refreshing. 5, 4, 3. Alright, I thought I would take this little. This is nice and scenic. I'm looking towards the right-hand side. Actually, no, left-hand side. I'm looking at the left-hand side, and they have actually cranes that lift your cars up. I would not stay here because of that. Margaritaville needs to sink some money to buy it, to build a 10-story parking garage and park cars properly, not put them inside hydraulic lifts to lift them up out of the way so they can park a car underneath yours. It just sounds like you're going to get damaged. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I always end at the tiki bar. Don't ask me why I came that direction, but it's the first time I did that. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Until next week, I'll try to get out on Saturday. Later.